I've always known what I wanted from life. Growing up poor doesn't just teach you to survive. It teaches you to scheme, to dream big, and to recognize opportunity when it shows up wearing an expensive suit and a Rolex. I didn't grow up believing in love. I believed in getting out. So when I met Daniel, I didn't even pretend it was fate. He was powerful, charismatic, and above all, loaded. Everything about him screamed success. He walked into a room like he owned it, and most of the time he did. Me. I saw a golden ticket. I smiled, flipped my hair, played my role. And it worked. He fell hard fast. I gave him what he wanted. A beautiful woman on his arm, charming dinner conversations, wild nights in bed that left him breathless. Behind closed doors, I became his fantasy, seductive, confident, and always available. At first, it was transactional. I played the game like a pro. I moaned when he touched me. I whispered things in his ear that made his hands tighten around my waist. He gave me credit cards with no limits, diamonds, first-class flights. I gave him a reason to come home early every night. I told myself I was winning. But then, the game started changing. He began doing things that didn't make sense. Bringing me flowers for no reason. Leaving little notes on my pillow that said things like, "You looked beautiful in the morning light." One night I had a nightmare. He didn't just hold me, he stayed awake, rubbing my back until I fell asleep again. That was the first time I felt something shift. I tried to shake it off. I reminded myself this was about money, status, control. Not love. But then came that night. We'd just come back from a gala. I was in a deep red dress that clung to every inch of me, and I could feel his eyes on me all evening. When we got home, I kicked off my heels, poured us a drink, and then he pinned me softly against the wall. Not roughly. Not out of hunger. Fully. With purpose. His lips traced the line of my collarbone. His hands slid down my waist, lifting the fabric inch by inch. He whispered, "You undo me, you know that?" My breath caught. And when he laid me on the bed, it wasn't rushed. It wasn't about dominance or power. It was tender. Soulful. And when I came undone beneath him, something inside me shattered. I couldn't pretend anymore. I was falling. Terrified me. Suddenly, I wasn't the one in control. I started caring. Wondering what he was thinking. Watching him sleep. Missing him when he left. It made me vulnerable. And I hated that feeling. But nothing prepared me for what I discovered next. One morning, while looking for my charger in his office drawer, I found a folder. Inside were emails, bank records, legal documents. Evidence that Daniel wasn't just rich, he was in trouble. Deep, dangerous trouble. He owed people. Serious people. There were threats, blackmail attempts, financial traps going back years. Everything he had might collapse. And I was married to him now. I felt betrayed. Blindsided. Did he lure me in just to use me as cover? Did he see me as a trophy or a shield? For 3 days I avoided him. I barely spoke. I didn't know if I should run or confront him. But he noticed. Of course he did. One evening, as we sat in silence on the terrace, he reached for my hand and said, "Whatever it is, talk to me." And I did. I showed him what I found. He didn't get angry. He didn't deny it. Instead, his face crumbled. I saw the real man beneath the expensive suit for the first time. He told me everything. About how he'd made enemies in his early days, how ambition pushed him into dark deals, how he'd spent the last few years trying to fix the damage. And then he said something that nearly broke me. "Meeting you, it wasn't part of the plan. But loving you was the only thing I didn't fake." That night he didn't touch me. We just lay side by side in silence, our fingers barely touching. And I realized. I wasn't angry anymore. I was scared. Not for me but for us. I started this marriage for selfish reasons. But somewhere between the lies, the late-night laughter, the long kisses and deeper conversations, I fell in love. Now I had a choice to make. Walk away from the man I once saw as a transaction, or stay and fight for the love I never expected to feel. If this story made your heart race or your mind wander, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Every week I bring new stories of passion, secrets, and unexpected twists in love. And if you're dealing with a relationship full of doubt or mystery, check out the links in the description. You'll find insights and tools to help you navigate the chaos of modern romance. Sometimes the heart doesn't follow the plan, and maybe that's where the magic lives.